What's up, you guys? This is Lise Perez, your Master Embodiment Coach and author. I hope you guys are doing well and you're having a fabulous weekend. So today, you guys, I wanted to do something kind of fun, and so I came up with a few different ways for some me time, especially for women who want to kind of indulge and just give themselves some self-love and go into self-reflection and all the fun stuff. So I came up with a few different ways, and stay till the end of the video and I'll share all of the ways that I came up with. And of course, if you guys can have some ways of your own, these are ways that don't break the bank, and having me time is not a selfish thing at all, because that's I've heard a lot about that from many women in my circle, and they always say, how can I give myself me time? Like, it just, no, like, my kids come first and all that stuff. And while that's true, we always have to, give ourselves some time for self-reflection and for some self-love. So because it's the weekend, because it is Saturday, I thought I would just kind of do something fun. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, like what everybody else says. And let's get right to it. Hello. Right. So the first one is one of my personal favorites, is taking a bubble bath, right? As I said, these items that you can do don't break the bank whatsoever, but you can indulge and you can give yourself some great for self-love, and essentially embrace your womanhood and just have some time for yourself, right? And so bubble baths are usually the way to go for me. I do love bubble baths, and if you put a little bit of lavender or Epsom salt, it's really relaxing, right? I'm an embodiment coach, so I speak a lot in my lives about body, mind, and spirit. I have five facets of embodiment, which is the body, mind, spirit, heart, and soul. And so this way, by taking a bubble bath, it focuses on your body, right? Because the Epsom salt is super relaxing, especially during a stressful day, or even a day at work, or whatever the case may be, and you just want some time to yourself. It's really good to take some time for yourself. Put some Epsom salt, put some lavender, vanilla, incense, whatever you'd like to do. Even have a glass of wine if that's your fancy, right? And reading a book, that's always a fun thing to do, 10 to 15 minutes or however long you want to, and it's pretty awesome, right? It's you're kind of like your own little personal spa, so it's really fun, and of course it doesn't break the bank at all whatsoever. So that's one of them. Another one is baking something delicious, and myself, I love to bake a lot of things, especially when I have the right equipment, or and when I have a lot of time. Baking soothes me a lot. Like, some people will say that cleaning soothes them, right? Or washing dishes, or doing laundry, or whatever the case may be. They say that soothes them, and that kind of cleanses their soul. But mine is baking. I love to bake. Every single time my kids were younger, I would always bake their cakes from scratch rather than buy them from the grocery store. So baking always soothes me, and I love it for self-love, and I love it for self-reflection, because when I'm in the middle of baking something, I'm in my own time. Yeah, the family kind of treats themselves to the goodies, of course, all right? But I'm in my own time to kind of self-reflect and just think while I'm baking, and as weird as it is, and if you're a baker, pop into the comments and let me know, and because that would be super fun. But and tell me if you can relate to this. So when I'm like using the mixer, right, to bake the goodies or to put the ingredients in or whatever, and I'm using the mixer, that is time that I can actually self-reflect. And as weird as it is, and any other bakers can probably resonate with this, but that's a time for me to really think and to really go through things, go through how the day went, or if it's in the morning, go through how my day is going to go, or go through like couple days before, like a creativity kind of burst, right? Because baking is a very creative activity, and it doesn't really break the bank at all. So that's a really fun thing, especially during the pandemic. A lot of people love to bake. So, and of course, this goes hand in hand with cooking too, right? Cooking your favorite dishes, or and items like that. That tends to be really, really fun. Next one, I call it dating yourself, and this doesn't have to break the bank whatsoever, because having a bubble bath could be dating yourself, going out for dinner on your own, watching a movie at the theater, right? Getting your favorite chocolate, or or your dessert, right, at your favorite bakery, and then, or even baking it yourself, and then coming home and just relaxing in the couch, and just having a glass of wine with it, or a cup of coffee, or tea, and and just having some time to yourself. That's always super relaxing, and that's always fun to do too, because it does release stress when you're able to do that. Another option for this is having a at-home spa. Like, I'm not even saying going to the actual spa, because that can, I mean, tend to get pretty expensive. But for any of the frugal people out there, having an at-home spa is really fun. So, picking up some spa goodies like a face mask, or Googling. I'm a big Googler. so researching like different face masks that you can do at home, or exfoliation, or sugar scrubs, or even sugar scrubs for pedicure, or giving yourself an at-home pedicure. That's always fun, and that doesn't break the bank at all whatsoever, because chances are, if you're a woman, we have all of that stuff already. so it wouldn't. And if it does, then if we don't, maybe you pick up a nail file, or whatever the case may be. But you can really do something really fun about this, and just have an enjoyable time doing that. Another number 4, I put watching a funny movie at home, because as I spoke the other day, that when you're laughing and you're smiling and all that, it releases endorphins, and it releases serotonin and dopamine, which are neuromolecular items, and neuromolecules, and that releases something that makes you happy, right? It shifts your mindset. So watching a funny movie at home, you don't even have to go to the theater if you're on a budget, but watching a funny movie at home always sets you in a peak state and a beautiful state as well, because as I said, it releases the serotonin and all the fun stuff you need in order to happy. So that's always awesome. And another one, oh, and especially when you can watch the movie, on, like, just before you go to bed. That's what I meant. Especially when you can watch a movie just before you go to bed. Maybe you had a bad day. Maybe you didn't have a great day, and you watch this funny movie, and everything changes, right? It becomes awesome, and you go to bed feeling refreshed and rejuvenated and essentially happy, because you've released all the endorphins and things that you need in order to have a great sleep. So that's a great one too. Of course, number 5 is treat yourself to a coffee or a latte or tea if you're not a coffee lover, right, or a coffee addict like me. Treating yourself for a coffee at your fave coffee shop, or whatever the case may be. Or what's also fun is if you have an espresso machine, or a cappuccino machine, or a latte machine, then you can make your own fancy coffees. That's always fun. I actually made, I can't remember what it's called the other day, or what it's called, but I did research on it, and I created like an iced coffee at home, and it doesn't ask for a lot of ingredients, but it's a blended drink, and it was completely delicious. But I Googled it, and it was really fun to make. So it doesn't need a whole lot of things. It was hot water, sugar, and coffee grind, and coffee. That was it, right? So that's also really fun too. So just even treating yourself to a coffee is really fun. And for those fancy people, of course, at the coffee shops, people like biscottis or your favorite dessert or whatever the case may be. That's also really fun too. And especially when you're an entrepreneur and you're a business owner and you don't really have an actual office, go to your fave coffee shop, which I like to do as well. And have your coffee, have your latte, do whatever, and work on your business. And when it's your passion and your purpose, that is super fun too, because all you're doing is spending your funds on a coffee, so it doesn't break the bank whatsoever. Another fun one is read your fave book, because, of course, for any of the avid readers out there, I know that reading your fave book is quite relaxing. I read a lot of personal development books, and of course, being an author, I like to read a lot of books too. And of course, if you don't have a book, you can always purchase mine, which I posted the link in the comments below. So, but yeah, so reading your fave book is super awesome to do, right? Expanding your knowledge, expanding your personal development, your professional growth. A lot of people read fantasy books. Whatever kind of tickles their fancy is always it's always a great. You set the mood, you set the tone for how you want your day to go. And I like to read my book during the evening so that I can set the tone, set the mood, so that I can have a great sleep, right? So my mind is in a different state than how it was during the day, because maybe it was a stressful day, and so you can just kick back and read your book, or what my daughter said as well is even do a puzzle, because that's always fun to do, and for all the puzzle kind of fanatics. And last one here is there's so many things you can do that doesn't not break the bank, but these are just kind of my favorite ones. And one is just kind of, I put having a dance party. So just dancing, putting some wicked music on and just having a great time. Just even dancing in your living room, 5 minutes. This is perfect. This is great, especially when you're not having such a great day, or things are not going your way, and you're, maybe you're questioning the how about something and you're not really trusting the process. You put your fave song on and you just dance like a fool. You dance like crazy. Like the quote states, dance like no one's watching. So if you just put your fave music on and you just kind of have a dance party by yourself, who cares? No judgment here, right? That's always that's it. I know it always gets you in a better mood, and it's great for self-love too, because you're celebrating, what you have, you're appreciating what you have, and you're not necessarily dancing your troubles away, but you're just taking moments and allowing yourself unapologetically to have fun, to give yourself the time for fun, because there's so often, especially as entrepreneurs and even boss babes out there, we hold so many hats, right? We're mothers, we're wives, we're boss babes, we're entrepreneurs, we're womenpreneurs, we might have a job, right? There's so many different things, so many different hats that we hold. But if you give yourself time, if you allow yourself time to just self-reflect, give yourself time for self-love. It's not being selfish at all, because we all need that time, right? And then you'll notice that you start to become in a better mood, you have a better state, you start to embody what you have and what you don't have, you appreciate things, life just starts to become even better, and you become a greater version of yourself as well. Your attitude changes, your mindset changes, and things just start being really, really transformative in all ways, right? So those are just a few things. So if you guys like this video, please pop in and let me know if you guys have any other ideas that you can think of, because again, there's so many different ideas that we can do that just doesn't break the bank, and that's great for self-love. Just pop in the comments below. I would love to read about them, and I would love to hear your ideas. So just as everybody does, please like, share, and subscribe my video if you like it and if you receive value out of it. So I love you guys. God bless you, and have a beautiful, phenomenal